Hi, everybody. It's me, Andy.
And I'm Sean.
And this is the Commander's Brew.
This week, my stuff's bigger than your stuff.
No, it's not. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's episode 132 of the Commander's Brew. We're here. We're back. Another week, another deck.
I know I bring this up often, but I like hearing episodes that end in 2 of the Commander's Brew.
Brew. Yeah, it's if our name was Commander's Sticks, 6 would be that. Imagine our podcast is called the Commander's Sticks.
And what would the sticks be? Why did we name it? In this alternate universe, what inspired us to go with sticks? Playmat tubes?
Playmat tubes.
Because we got new playmat.
Yeah, we got a new tube for you guys to look at. Or we're just like, when you play Commander, you also got to be using devil sticks. And here's our compilation of the latest devil sticks.
Yeah,
in this alternate reality, devil sticks are also very popular still.
Instead of budget Commander, it's Commander while playing devil sticks.
Man, I remember devil sticks. I did not get into devil sticks.
I think there was one in our household, and I remember trying it a little bit, but I was never like, I don't know. I was like, no, I can see how people like this.
Yeah, like I was never like, that's stupid. But I was just like, yeah, big deal. It's, cool, man, great.
Yeah, man, I got video games.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm playing Street Fighter 2 over here. Well, leave me alone. Hey, check it out. I got 3 sticks, and I'm managing to keep one in the air with these other 2 sticks. Oh, that's pretty good. I just beat Vega on the hardest level with Zangief.
Sick.
That's not true. I never did that. I did do it later in my life, though.
Yeah.
But not when I was a kid. Zangief is the hardest guy to win with, probably. Yeah, 132. Commander's Brew. Coming at you. Here we go.
Coming at you by Ultimate. I'm not going to call them Ultimate Goo. They're Ultimate Guard.
Ultimate Goo.
Sleeves and boxes. Also brought to you by the Wizards Tower, and also brought to you by our patrons, our awesome patrons. I know that like GP Toronto is coming up very soon,
next
aka
week, right?
The weekend after we record this. So like, if you are listening to this promptly, GP Toronto is on the upcoming weekend, and one or both of us will be there at some point, and we're gonna tweet at us, get at us, and so let's figure out when y'all are gonna be there so we can all hang out and maybe give a couple stickers out.
I plan to be there quite a bit.
I'm hoping to be there both days, all day.
Yeah. I think I have to work one of the days, but that doesn't mean anything because I work at night. So
yeah.
Oh, Saturday nighttime. And Sunday nighttime actually, but yeah, Saturday nighttime I have to go. But like, whatever, man. Oh yeah, I won't be there. Man. I won't be there Friday because I have that thing that I do all day.
Gotta get some arcade post tokens.
But I'll definitely be there Saturday and a bunch of Sunday as well. So, I am very excited to be at GP Toronto, man. Yes, right?
Yes.
That really snuck up on us too because I don't know.
It's in February.
Yeah. It's
normally like in the summertime.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense because it's cold here in February.
I mean, gotta have them GPs. Gotta have them.
Gotta have them. Gotta have the GPs.
So before we get too much deeper, let's not forget to do our ad from the Wizards Tower.
Let's not forget.
Oh, hey everybody! I am a spirit trapped in ancient artifacts in the form of a treasure buried somewhere deep within Ixalan. Just waiting for somebody to find me. Which is a little bit strange, seeing as how everything you do in Ixalan finds treasure. You know, that 2/1 dies, get a treasure. Lannery Storm attacks, treasure. Contract killing 2 treasures. I'm just saying, somebody find me and take me up out of the ocean. That's a hint. I'm in the bottom of the ocean. Spirit trapped in a necklace. Find me, please. Oh well. Everyone's probably too busy ordering cards from the Wizard's Tower, wizardtower.com. Use coupon code I love brews to get an extra 5% off. And if you order $15 in singles or more, you get your shipment shipped to Canada or the US for free. And 3% kickback on your next order. And with all that savings, you can fund an expedition to find this treasure. You shouldn't need to, though. So many treasures, you just get them. You just get treasures for playing the game half the time. Jeez Louise, picked the wrong necklace to haunt. Anyway.
I mean, I see his point.
Yeah.
Like, if there's treasures being opened up left, right, and center, it would feel bad if you were hiding in a treasure chest and no one found you.
Yeah. Yeah, man, there's pirates everywhere. Right?
It's hard to play a game with that. It almost devalues treasure as a whole because, like, it's like, whatever, man, I'm getting so many treasures, don't care.
Yeah, man, Sailor Means is in both packs now. That guy's making treasures all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Wizard's Tower, check him out. Good place to get them singles and other stuff. Yeah, this week, Sean, what are we dealing with this week? First of all, is there any other general news?
Oh, I mean, I just want to keep talking about our awesome playmats.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think that's awesome. You can also go online and see. So you can see our playmats. You can order them at Commander's Brew /bigcartel.com.
I actually think it's Big Cartel.
/ Commander's Brew?
No, bigcartel.commander's brew. It's something like that. I'll look it up right now.
Okay, it's the words Big Cartel and Commander's Brew in some order.
Yeah.
And then you can buy our playmat there, and it'll get shipped to you in Canada, the US. We don't have a setup for outside of North America yet.
That's not true. We do have it for Finland, France, Germany, Sweden, and the UK.
That's amazing. Always growing, always moving forward. One day we'll have 2 items in the store.
Yeah, right.
And there's also like there's a lot of hidden jokes in there. I love it. Matt Strott, you killed it. You killed this playmat.
It's commandersbrew.bigcartel.com.
Cool.
And you'll find it because it is the only thing we have in the store as of right now. But yeah, it's $25 for North American orders. And that includes shipping. And that's anywhere.
Including.
Yeah. So that's U.S. and Canada, and that's U.S. dollars as well. So, yeah. Check it out. Go if you're a brew fan, grab one. There are a limited number of them, but we don't expect to run out of them. And if we do, we'll just get some more probably. But right now, yeah, get them in while you can, I suppose, because there's also going to be another thing. Sean and I got another big project come down the pike here, and we're going to be announcing that within the next couple weeks. And that kind of involves the playmat a bit too. So yeah, if you want one now, just jump in on it.
Oh, it's the year of the brew.
It is the year of the brew. You know what it is? Really, it's the year of the dog, and that's my year. That's me.
Oh, wicked!
I'm the dog. So that means it's been 36. I turned 36 this year, so that's how it works. There's 12 of them, right? The zodiac.
Oh,
Chinese.
There is. Yes.
Yeah, it's been 3 times over. 3 times over.
Man.
Year of the dog. What are you?
Dragon.
Oh man, you got the cool one.
And that's also because my birthday's in January. So if you look at a simple year table, it doesn't look like I'm dragon. But my birthday falls before the Chinese New Year. So,
right.
So I'm like the last month of the year of my year of the dragon.
Oh, that's how. Oh, neat. You're like
because you ought to go by the proper
the proper calendar.
It came from.
Exactly, of course. Yeah. I was always disappointed as a kid that I was the dog and not the dragon, because I'm more of a cat person. So I'm not really stoked about being the dog. But whatever. Dogs are
better
all right.
There's a few on there that are like, dog is in the top half, I think, of kinds of years.
I just felt like dog is so run of the mill. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's dogs all over the place. Everybody's got a dog. I wouldn't even mind being a rat.
Oh, really? What about a pig?
Yeah, I don't want to be the pig. Yeah, no one wants to be the pig.
Sorry, all years of the pigs out there.
That's the year, though, in China, and I guess all over the world, but like where people are really into the Chinese zodiac, they like don't want their babies to be born on years of the pig, right? That's the one, or is it the rat? I can't remember. It's one of the two.
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, because one of them is like bad luck, or they think it's bad luck, anyways. I think it's the pig.
That's unfair.
I think it's the pig. They don't want to have their babies born. So when they go into labor, they try and make it last. Like if you're on the last day, it's like, oh, just hold out those few hours so I don't have a pig baby.
Oh, that's awful.
I mean, you don't want a pig baby anyways, just in general.
No.
Yeah, don't. If you're gonna have a pig baby and holding out a few hours changes it, go for it.
Whatever you have, though, you gotta love it.
Oh yeah.
And treat it nice.
You're going to love that pig baby, even if it comes out as a pig baby.
Even pig babies are capable of great things.
They're probably pretty cute. They got their little pig nose. Like that movie with Christina Ricci in it.
Heathers. No. Mermaids.
Addams Family. No. There's some movie where she has, I think Ewan McGregor's in it, too.
Star Wars.
Yes, Star Wars Episode 1, starring Christina Ricci with a pig nose.
Just worst movie guy. He doesn't know the wrong movie all the time.
It's like the guy in Seinfeld who said Dustin Hoffman was in Star Wars. Not true. Boy. Not true. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so playmats, go get them. And Patreon. Hit up Patreon. You can get them there if you're a $10 level, and then you get all this other stuff. You get the T-shirts and coasters and all this kind of other stuff, too. Anyways. Yeah. All right, let's get to the deck. Let's get to the main topic today.
Let's get to it. So, so we're brewing having the biggest stuff around, right? My stuff is bigger than your stuff. So a lot of that comes from creatures. And the best colors for this are going to be Temur. So Surrak Dragonclaw is our boy. 2 green, blue, red, legendary human warrior, 6/6 with flash. I keep forgetting about that. It's very interesting to have a commander that has flash. Can't be countered, and creature spells you control can't be countered, and other creatures you control have trample. This is the perfect commander for this deck. I'm surprised there aren't more Surrak decks out there.
Isn't he great?
He's great.
If you want to build a big stompy Temur decks, I don't know of many better commanders than Surrak, right?
I've always thought Gruul is going to be your color pair for big stompy decks, but just splash blue to cast Surrak and off of your 5 color lands and your mana rocks just for him and no other blue cards. That's already just better.
Yeah. I mean, we're always looking for something to give big things trample too. In these types of decks. So you're like, oh, Nylea's Nylea's $6. Can we fit her in under budget? Yeah, Surrak is less than $1, and he does it, and he can be your commander, and he has flash, and he can't be countered, and you know what I mean, all this great stuff.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think he's a bit of an underrated commander.
Yeah, if you counter spells.
Yeah, right. Nuts to you, counter spells, and guess what? Now I'm a big stompy green deck, and I can also have counter spells now. Because Surrak is in blue.
All right, so let's dig in. Let's see. So obviously, we're talking about big stuff. What is some of the big stuff as an appetizer, right? My stuff bigger than your stuff. Well, Primeval Protector is pretty big. 10 and a green for a 10/10, but he costs 1 less to cast for each creature your opponents control. He's sort of the creature version of Blasphemous Act. And not only that, you get a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control if they weren't already the biggest creature. So you'll probably be able to cast this pretty cheap. And there you go. You're already in the running for biggest creature, most likely.
Love it. When there's token decks out, Primeval Protector is pretty easy to get out there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Metalwork Colossus, who costs 11 for a 10/10. Metalwork Colossus costs X less to cast, where X is the total converted mana cost of non-creature artifacts you control. And then you can sack 2 artifacts to bring them back from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, so generally you're going to have a couple mana rocks out there. Maybe, a Soul Ring. You got some kind of 3 mana rock or whatever. So you're looking at 4. I bet you the average that you can probably think to reduce this by is like 5.
Yeah, a 3-drop rock and a signet.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you got something else, then you're laughing as well. But so this guy will probably cost around 6-ish, and for a 10/10, that's not bad, especially with his ability where you can get things back from your graveyard to your hand. That's nice as well.
Yeah. If you sack 2 artifacts, you can get this guy back if you ever need to. So it's another 10/10, right? Huge. And then this card is scalable. This is Malignus. 3 red for an elemental spirit, which is star, which is equal to half of the highest life total among your opponents rounded up. Damage that will be dealt by Malignus can't be prevented. So Surrak is giving this guy trample. So if at the beginning of the game this guy is a 20/20, if there's someone who has been untouched, and then you just wail on anybody but that person with your 20/20 trample, and then just be like, you're next, 40 life.
Malignus is wild. Malignus is one of those creatures that when you put it, because it like scales with life totals, it can be so weird. Because it can be a 5 mana like 4/4. At the end, when your head's up and there's only one opponent left. But luckily that your opponent only has 8 life, so you're probably okay. But he's in the Xenagos decks. He is a 1-hit kill against anyone, because Xenagos doubles up as power toughness. We've said before on the show, and I think we would still say it, that Fog is a pretty underrated card in Commander. It can definitely save you when from out of nowhere big huge kills, except from Malignus. Damage cannot be prevented, so he gets around Fog. He burns up that Fog.
Yeah. It will work on all your other stompy idiots, but the Malignus side of things ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah, Malignus will get you.
Yeah.
Okay. What's this next category here?
So the title of the next category is "Let's Put My Money Where My Mouth Is." Right. So if we're gonna have the biggest creatures around, let's cash in. Starting with Obzon Beastmaster, 2 and a green. Hound Shaman, 2/1. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest toughness or tied for the greatest toughness. How about 10? How about 20 with Malignus?
Yeah, Abzan Beastmaster, going to be drawing you some cards for sure.
Probably.
Just a decent card to have in a general green deck, I'd say. But in this one, where this is precisely the point of it, is a great card. And very similarly to Abzan Beastmaster, we have Triumphal Ferocity, which is the poster child for violence against women in the magic art
It is a horrible
universe.
Picture. Yeah.
2 and a green for an enchantment that shows Garrick about to rail on Liliana. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. Right. So in this, she just cursed Garrick pretty bad, and he's like, "Get this curse out of me, Liliana! Come on." That's what's going on in the picture, but it does look pretty bad.
It looks bad. He has. I mean, he feels justified, I'm sure.
Yeah, well,
but that's not a reason to resort to violence.
Anyways, Triumphal Ferocity is a good card, though. Again, same thing in these decks where you're gonna have giant creatures. This is what you want to be doing. And this is the point of this one.
Yeah. And then just to speak real quick on, Surrak has Flash, so in the event that, someone wipes the board or whatever, you might be able to get your commander in before your upkeep to take advantage of these once the board's been cleared. You'll probably still have that.
Right on.
Yeah. Let's talk about Might Makes Right. This one's fun. 5 and a red for an enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, at the beginning of combat, this is not upkeep. At the beginning of combat, if you control each creature with the greatest power, They have to word it that way so to say that ties don't count.
Right.
You have to have the top power. Gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste. So you get to threaten any creature every combat if you have the biggest creature, which we fully expect to.
What is happening in this photo? Who's this giant arm? I guess this is the guy that's making the might that is making it right. Right?
Yeah, this might is taking the other guy. I guess so. This seems like a very, like, you know, I'm sure that the artists who do cards are, they work a lot on it. But I feel like this one is not a great creative interpretation of what's happening.
Well, yeah, the art direction, like, well, they give the artist, it's like, make a giant arm about to grab a guy who's like, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder what it said originally. Speaking, okay, other things we need to have. We got Padim, Console of Innovation, 3 and a blue for a legendary Vidalcan Artificer, 1/4. Artifacts you control have hexproof, and if at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control the artifact with the highest converted mana cost or tied for the highest converted mana cost, draw a card. So as we saw earlier, we've got stuff like Metalwork Colossus, which is an 11 CMC. So that's obviously going to work for Padim. And give any of your big artifact monsters hexproof too, which is really great.
Yeah. And then
Padim is an awesome commander card, by the way. Like
Padim is great.
This is a great card for commander.
Yeah, Padim's great. Like, I mean, giving your artifacts hexproof is good.
Mm-hmm.
And in the event, like even if you're not built to take advantage of having the biggest artifact, like that's still okay. But it's not hard to, like, just put in a big one. I mean, we don't have it in the deck breakdown, but I mean, Mere Battlesphere is usually going to take the crown.
Yeah, I think I had a game where this guy came out, and I think I was like on my turn, I was doing it with like a 5 mana artifact or something, like it like sometimes it just doesn't take, you'll just get that sort of incidental card draw off of, I've got a 4 mana artifact and all everyone else has is mana rocks. Like, okay, cool. Especially like earlier in the game, right? Later on, when someone plays a big monster, you might not be having that happen to you, but then maybe you've drawn your own thing that can do the same as well. And this one is converted or tied, so you don't actually need to have the highest. You can have the same as the highest. Anyways.
Yeah, right. But like, not a lot bigger than Metalwork. It's basically Blightsteel Colossus. That's all that's going to be bigger than that.
Yeah,
most likely. Great. So if we're gonna equate the money to be like having big stuff, then you got to have money to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Got to have money to make money.
Got to have money to make money. Got to spend money to make money.
Oh yeah. Maybe I wrote it wrong. Anyway, I don't understand money as well as business people. What about Monstrous Onslaught? 3 green for a sorcery. Monstrous Onslaught deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control as you cast Monstrous Onslaught. First of all, as you cast Monstrous Onslaught. So people can't do anything in response to like remove the creature, because X gets set as the spell hits the stack. And if they remove your biggest creature in response, X is already set, my friend. Don't even worry about it.
Ah, that's nice. That's good.
This could be at least a board wipe for one person. It could very easily be a full board, like a full one-sided board wipe for everybody else. Or you can certainly deal with like most of the annoying creatures out there. The only thing stopping you would be a hexproof.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only downside is that it still has to target those creatures. But yeah, generally this is going to take out a lot of stuff on the board in this deck especially.
Yeah.
Great. Next we have Rishkar's Expertise. This is a classic one. This is fast becoming a classic, I should say, in these types of decks. 4 green for a sorcery. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control, and then you may cast a card with converted mana cost 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. It's so good. It's like 2 cards in one. I mean, that's what it is, right? You draw these cards, and then you just get to play something for free. That's amazing. That's great. You can draw like 10 cards sometimes with this card.
Yeah, I mean, in this deck, we're going to probably draw more than 10. We're probably going to draw a ton.
Yeah, wow.
I want to feature a brand new card from Rivals, Hadana's Climb.
Ooh.
1 green-blue for a legendary enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature at the beginning of combat. And then if that creature has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, transform Hadana's Climb. It is very possible. We haven't dealt with any specifically yet, but like we have a lot of creatures that enter the battlefield with a ton of +1/+1 counters. We have creatures that get them. It is very possible this flips the turn you play it, right? Play it first main, throw a counter on combat, and then it right away flips into Winged Temple of Orazca. So taps to add any color of mana, great. And for 1 green-blue tap, target creature you control gains flying and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. Yo, looking at you, Malignus. Like, so it's already got half of the greatest player's life total. So now when you double it, it becomes the full greatest life total. Maybe more because it rounds up. You could get that rounding bonus. But we're going to swing at the person who is not in the lead with our trampling 41/41 Malignus or whatever.
That's silly. That's silly.
It's silly. It's silly.
I've faced this card a few times in Limited, and I hate it.
It's unstoppable.
I have not had it on my side ever, but I've only faced it, and every time a person's played this card in Limited, they've won. And and one of the times I had like a very good deck against it, and it was like, oh, you played Hadana's Climb? It's like, okay, well, I can't win now. Like, it's over.
And the worst part is, like, to delve into Limited for half a second, like, the decks that run it are flinging +1/+1 counters all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So it sometimes flips right away, and it's like, well, I didn't even have a chance to use enchantment removal on it. Like, I was tapped out, you played it, and then it flipped, and now I can't remove the land.
You don't even need to flip it for it to be amazing. Like, it just keeps putting counters on things, and you're just like, well, this sucks. But this card is very good.
For Commander.
Exactly. The legendary land side of it is very good for Commander. Very, very good. This is one we haven't talked about in a while, but Chandra's Ignition. 3 red for a sorcery that says target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent. Yeah. So think about that combo with the Winged Temple of Orazca. Like, double up something's power, make it 20/20 or 30, whatever, 40/40, whatever you can do. And then Chandra's Ignition? Oh, good night.
Game over.
That's just game,
This card wins the game. I mean, you know what? It probably should be on the 3 stars, but I didn't put it there.
It's wild. This is, yeah. This is definitely the type of deck Chandra's Ignition wants. The downside of Chandra's Ignition is that sometimes the creatures you have on board just aren't big enough to make a very big impact that you would want this card to have. And also the fact that the creature can be removed from under it, which kind of sucks.
Yes.
But
yes.
If you bide your time and pick the perfect opportunity, then you can just completely win the game from this card.
Yep.
I still stand by that. I think this card is good in Commander.
I think so too, right? I mean, it's a bit fragile, right? They can destroy your creature in response, and then it fizzles. But like, throw it on someone that's got Swiftfoot boots, no problem.
Yep, exactly. Do it up.
Okay, so and then one last card in the gotta have money to make money. It's I just love this card. 2 in a red, Soul's Fire, instant. Target creature you control in play deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. I like this kind of effect. This is one of a few cards that are good as insurance, right? Like, if we've got a giant Malignus, people are like, well, I'm going to pass to exile. It's like, okay, well, in response, I'll Soul's Fire you and you die, and your path to exile is now not on the stack anymore, so I still have Malignus.
Yeah, that's a nice little line of play there. Yeah. Yeah, do 20 damage to you. Yeah.
Just so holding up that little extra just in case people try something.
Yeah, I'm a fan of including a couple of these effects, like in like one-time effects like that can have a big impact if things are going your way, or if they're not. All right, how do we stay on top of this?
Got to stay on top. I think let's talk about Alpha Brawl. I mean, this is about our stuff being bigger than your stuff, so like beating things up. 6 red for a sorcery. Target creature an opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to each other creature that player controls. Then each of those creatures. So it's fight. So like, it's like a instant fight sort of. I don't know why they don't call it fight. Maybe there's a weird.
Well, because
oracle reason.
It's
fights happen in order.
So but it's target creature an opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to each other creature that player controls. This has nothing to do with your creatures.
I know, but why couldn't they say target creature an opponent controls fights each other creature that player controls?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, why can't they? Then each of those creatures deals damage equal to its power to that creature. Yeah, maybe they hadn't like landed on the short form of that, like,
but it's
being
not
fight.
oracled. It's not even oracled to say fight.
Interesting. I wonder what fight means. Like maybe fight means 1-on-1 only. You know?
But this is just a whole bunch of fights at once. I don't know. Maybe the way fight works it doesn't work this way. What Alpha Brawl does is you cast this on the biggest creature. So if there's an opponent who has a creature that is threatening to be the biggest, then you cast Alpha Brawl on it, and it will probably kill all of its buddies, and then the buddies will probably kill it back.
This is a lot for this effect. You would think that this would be cheaper. But I guess this has the potential to wipe a person's board. That's why.
This is probably a one-sided board wipe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As long as you don't have a board full of creatures with butts bigger than their power, then the biggest one will kill everything, probably, and will get killed back. This doesn't work if there's a Voltron commander and it's their only guy, because then they have no one to fight.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it won't work there. So if there's a Voltron commander that has got someone bigger than your stuff, I wonder what we could do about that. I wonder if the next card will help us with that.
Alpha Brawl is interesting because, like, in one-on-one Magic, it's a one-sided board wipe. Like, possibly. That's why I think it's costed at 8. But in Commander, it's a one-person board wipe, so it feels like it should be less.
I see, yeah.
But I see why it is costed that way, because it's a one-sided. It's likely a one-sided board wipe, because even if you had a 6/6 and then you had a bunch of 5/5s, like,
everything's dead.
Everything's dead, right? Yeah. Like, it's not like it fights 2 of them and then dies, right?
No. It deals damage to each other creature, and then each of those creatures deals damage back.
Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this a lot of times is just going to be wiping one person's board. That's crazy. Neat card. I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So what about those Voltron commanders?
Yeah,
Andy?
what about those Voltron commanders? Well, simple. Blatant Thievery. 4 blue, blue, blue. For a sorcery that says, for each opponent, gain control of target permanent that player controls. So this is you simply taking their best thing that doesn't have hexproof. This is a Commander All-Star, I think, personally. I love this card, and this gives you a big advantage because you get to take something from each of your opponents. Like, it's nuts. And it's permanent. You can take a land if you wanted. If they flip their Hadana's Climb and turn it into a land, you get to take it. Now you have a Hadana's Climb or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So this often results in, like, getting the biggest creature on the board, the best enchantment, and, like, some other neat thing, whether it's like maybe a boots or something, or because you can't get their biggest creature, so you take their boots, and now you have the boots on the other biggest creature, and now their creature's exposed. It's great. I love Blatant Thievery.
Blatant Thievery sucks.
It feels unfair every time it hits you, though. This is how my thought process goes every time someone casts Blatant Thievery. I just go, you just get to take it? Like, that's it? You just get my thing.
And his thing.
It feels so unfair. It's like, I can't even, what do you mean? There's no, like, it almost feels like if there were conditions, like, it would be more fair. It's like, only things that cost 6 mana or less. Okay, well, I guess that costs, that's a 5 mana artifact. Yeah, you get it. Oh, man. Or, like, only enchantments and creatures. It's like, oh, well, yeah, that's a creature. You get it. No. Anything it wants, you just get. sucks.
There's that feeling of like it's like someone knocks on your door and then you open up the door and they just walk right in and they're just like, I'm just gonna take one thing, okay? Hang on, I'm just gonna look around and take one thing. I'm gonna look at all your stuff. And I'm gonna go around. It's like,
get out of here! What are you doing?
No, I'm not gonna leave. I'm just gonna take. Okay, this giant flat screen. Okay, I'm taking this. This is what I'm taking. And you can't do anything about it.
You just get to take that. Oh,
yep,
okay.
Yes, I do.
You just get to take it. Wow. Okay. Well, that's what do I do? And it's not even like, oh, it's an enchantment. Okay, if I destroy the enchantment, I get my thing back. Okay. I see. No, you don't. And if you kill that player, guess what? That stuff gets exiled. You don't even get it back at that point.
No.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's gone forever. Just forget you ever had it. The classic art of Blatant Thievery is one of the weirdest looking Magic cards I think they've ever made. The Ron Spencer art of this bird man just swiping this wicked huge ruby off of this guy. But
in a way that made him fold backwards.
yeah. His back bent the other way. And it's definitely not supposed to do that.
Like, are you sure this is thievery or murder and then just take his stuff?
Yeah. Crack this guy's back backwards and then take his stuff.
Yeah.
But there's new art because this is an Explorers of Ixalan.
Yep.
When was this spoiled? Like, I think it was a while ago, wasn't it? Like,
I don't know.
It was at some GP or something. They like, maybe before Ixalan came out or while Ixalan was coming out or something like that. I just remember seeing this a long time ago and being like, oh yeah, Blatant Thievery. Anyways, Explorers of Ixalan, Blatant Thievery is going to come out. So I remember this card being expensive a while ago, like before it was reprinted in the Commander set. Like not expensive, but like $5-6 or whatever. But now it's down to like less than $1. So
yeah, it's getting better.
Oh yeah, Blatant Thievery, awesome Commander card. This is worth spending your 7 mana on for sure. Yeah.
Okay, I lost where we were.
That's it. Got to stay on top. That's how you do it. Blatant Thieve, their biggest stuff, so you have it.
Yeah, that's kind of like a little bit of an overview of the deck there. That's kind of the main pieces of it. Yeah, just get some big stuff, keep them big, and then just like all that card draw stuff. Like, this deck doesn't do anything small. Like, whenever it does anything, it does it big time. Yeah. Seems like fun. And then all your stuff's counterable, and it all has trample, so bye-bye.
Yeah. Peas.
Yeah. Let's go to the 3 stars.
3 stars of the deck. Here we go. Taking a look. What are the best ones that make the deck hum? How do they work? What are they doing?
Sure. So 3rd star, Majestic Myriarch. 4 green, Chimera. Star. Power and toughness equal to twice the number of creatures you control. And at the beginning of each combat, if you control a creature with flying, this gains flying. Same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance. So everyone's going to get Trample from Surrak. What else is big in there? Indestructible comes up from a few things. We have Colossus of Akros in there, which is just indestructible, sitting around as I think a 10/10, just holding the fort. Yeah, This creature flies, tramples, and is usually very large.
How many creatures do you usually get out with this guy?
We usually have 4 or 5 out.
So it's like a 5/5, probably
10/10.
Oh, it's double? Oh, twice the number of creatures. Right. Okay, cool. Great. Okay. I missed that part. Yeah. This card also decent in Commander. Loving it. Next we have, I think this is a must include in these decks, Spearbreaker Behemoth. 5 green for a beast. It's a 5/5. It says Spearbreaker Behemoth is indestructible. And pay 1, target creature with power 5 or greater is indestructible this turn. That's 1 generic too, so that's one of any color you can muster. You got to have this guy in these types of decks. You just have to. There's a bunch of creatures that do this. There's one that gives First Strike. There's one that gives, I think there's one that gives Trample. I think there's one that, which you don't really need in this deck. There's one that you can when a creature 5 or greater comes into play, you can return something from the graveyard to your hand. Yes. These are all part of this like Alara 5 power matters cards, and they're all
that was the Naya shards deal, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like a lot of those cards are very solid in these big stompy decks. They're great.
Yeah,
and then most of them are beasts, so you can have fun with that.
have fun with your beasts.
What's the number 1 star though, Sean?
Number 1 star, Warstorm Surge. Ooh. 5 red enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. Yeah. We're dropping giant creatures. Like we've talked about numerous 10/10s and like.
Yeah, that's oof. Warstorm Surge.
Malignus, get out of here.
Oh, Malignus, yeah, wow. Yeah, as long as you don't hit that guy that with the highest life total, just keep Warstorm Surging people out. Like you can easily kill someone with Warstorm Surge and just Malignus. Right? Yeah, right? Like I mean,
you kill the lowest player for sure.
Yeah. This card is amazing. We've featured this so many times on the show. Warstorm Surge is a complete all-star. Keep printing it because it's so good. It forces us to run enchantment removal. Because you have to be able to handle a Warstorm Surge when it comes out on the battlefield.
This is a must answer.
Oh, you have to answer it. You simply have to. In any deck, like this is the thing about Warstorm Surge. It's like, oh, all I have is a bunch of 1/1s. Well, people still run Warstorm Surge in those decks because they're making so many of them that it's completely like relevant. And when it's these decks where you're making 10/10s, it's still amazing.
And it's flexible. Like it doesn't, like we're assuming it's going to be your kill condition, but you can also just destroy problematic creatures with it as well. Like that is one way to use this card.
Yeah, definitely. And that definitely comes up too. Oh, I can't kill you with my things this turn, but you have something that's like maybe gaining you a lot of life or just giving you this great value engine. Well, guess what? It's dead with Warstorm Surge now.
Guess what?
Ludus card.
I'll give you one guess.
I'll give you one guess.
It's dead.
It's dead. Any surprise or discoveries with this one?
Yes. So while I was looking for a bunch of cards that let us deal with big power, big stuff like that, I found Miming Slime. Which goes back to Gatecrash. It's a sorcery, 2 and a green. Put an XX green ooze creature token onto the battlefield where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. We're talking like 10/10 on like average, kind of like 3 mana for a 10/10 is pretty good. It's going to have trample. But then while I was testing it around, I found out how it interacts amazingly with Hamletback Goliath, which real quick is a 6 and a red. All these could have gone on the 3 stars, man. 6 and a red for a 6/6, but whenever another creature enters the battlefield, put X +1/++ encounters on Hamletback Goliath where X is that creature's power. So Hamletback already is probably going to get to 30/30, 40/40. So Hamletback Goliath with trample alone is going to finish game.
Just a monster, yeah.
But when you drop Miming Slime next door, Miming Slime will probably look at Hamletback and be like, what are you, 31/31? Okay, cool. I'm 31/31. And now Hamletback is like, thank you. Now I am 62/62. Or like Warstorm Surge with Miming Slime. Like Miming Slime just does real work in this deck.
Yeah, 3 mana. I remember this from this set being solid too. That's funny. And I remember originally having this in my Trostani deck when it was mostly just stuff that I had got through limited play.
Yeah,
Miming Slime was an all-star. But I'm happy to see this pop up again. This is great.
Miming Sliming.
Yeah, man, mime that Hamletback Goliath.
Yeah.
Monstrous card. Okay, cool, great. Well, before we get to the old budget report, we just kind of quickly mention our buds over at Wizard Tower again.
Ooh,
WizardTower.com. Not CA.
.com, sorry.
.com. Get your Rivals of Ixalan stuff there. Get your singles. Check out the articles written by us over at mtgcanada.com, which is like their content site. Wizard Tower's been with us from very early on, and we're very appreciative of them for all the help, and we think they're great.
WTOG
all day. Airtie,
the
wizard. I do think of that every time. That's from an old Coolio song. Every time
Coolio loved magic.
Yeah, every time I see Airtie, the corrupted wizard, I'm like, yeah, man, all day Airtie. Oh man, anyone else had that Coolio album with Gangsta's Paradise on it? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm sure lots of people had that album.
Tons of people did. It was like biggest album.
Back when people had albums.
Yeah. I mean, I still like albums.
I still like albums, but I don't really listen to them. I don't buy them anymore.
You know what I like to do? So if there's like, if I know there's a song or two from an artist that I like, and I'm like, oh, that's from their latest album or whatever, I'll just go on Spotify or whatever and just listen to the whole album as a complete thing, because it's still, when you think about it, it's still kind of like weird that now they still make them in albums. Like, you don't need to do that anymore. You just don't need to.
Just release the songs when you release them.
Yeah, right? Yeah, you don't need to have this complete work. But it's cool that we still do that, and it's fun to like experience them as albums still. So
yeah, and you might find some hidden gems. Exactly.
And I love doing that.
I love gems.
Love gems. I'm a gem man. That's why I cast Blatant Thievery, so my owl people can swipe them from around your neck and break your back while they do it.
Everything looks wrong about that card. That owl's arm looks weird too.
Oh yeah, let's take another quick look here. If you're watching the YouTube, it's also so muscly. How? Like, this is the muscliest bird man I've ever seen in my life.
Well, and like, what are we going to assume? Like, okay, so his arms aren't his wings.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
And then, so if you're telling me a bird has arms that are not your wings, they're going to be that big. They're not just going to be like sort of little weird sticky arms with those little like claw things on the bottom. Well, like, that's a beefy arm for anyone, especially his head. His fist is as big as his head.
His fist is like his talon. I like that they've included that detail. But then you've got like, just a beefy arm and then like a wing coming out of his armpit, it looks like.
And I gotta get on my Vorthos soapbox here. Bird people would not wear heavy bracelet jewelry because it would make flying harder. I bet you bird people would like to keep it light.
They got hollow bones, man. They need to keep it light up there.
But man, bird life, keep it light.
But they wear armor, I bet. Right?
But it would have to be like this very light material, because like you can't fly with, like, if you add 50% to your weight, no way you can fly.
Okay, so the first bird person I thought of was Derevi.
Derevi got armor?
Derevi's wearing some sort of armor, it looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna do a type.
She's wearing some plate armor, it looks like.
Plate armor. Looks
like it, but it could be like much lighter.
No, man, plate is the heaviest armor.
I know, but like it could be a light version of plate armor.
So yeah, I'm doing a quick browse. So Ishai Dragon Speaker looks like he's just got a bunch of robes. That looks okay.
Yeah, that's true. Those are robes. Yeah.
I
don't remember the name of the other bird creatures.
I just searched creature type bird and I'm browsing. A lot of owls. There's a lot of actual just plain birds.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
That are just straight up ordinary birds with their little beady eyes. Oh, okay. So maybe I'm all worked up about nothing. Maybe I don't need it. I get off my Vorthos.
Even Ishai Dragonspeaker is wearing like, what do they call these things? What are they called? The things that Wonder Woman has that she smashes together and
bracers.
Bracers, yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's got bracers on his feet.
Foot braces. Okay, I guess because like pigeons would carry like messages, and like we do put little tracking devices on birds and stuff, so they can handle like a couple of grams.
They can handle it.
All right.
All right. Anyways, fine. Let's get to the budget report here.
Yes. This is where we take all of the cards and we make sure that ours are the most expensive, more than yours. And if yours are more expensive, we take them.
That is the opposite of what we do on this podcast.
that is. But thematically, that's how we go. $92.
Oh my God, you went way over budget.
$49.12. Wow, my brain put all those numbers all over the place.
Yeah, they really do. $92.14. No.
That's what I was thinking. Wow. Okay, that's a new one.
That's supremely weird.
49.12.
Yeah.
Most expensive card coming in at about $5 is Traverse the Outlands. Maybe this is not necessary in this deck. 4 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for up to X basic lands, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Put them on the battlefield tapped. We don't have enough basics if we throw this down with Malignus out. But it is nice to like. It is nice to like. Surrak only costs 5 mana, and he's a 6/6. So 5 mana. Next turn to get 6 basics on the battlefield seems like a fair deal to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Even 5 mana for 5 basics is pretty sweet.
You know, I'd do 5 mana for 4 basics.
Yeah, right? I mean, I'm looking at this for like an Angry Omnath. It's like, hey, no, that's pretty good. I'd do it with 5. No question. That'd be worth it. You get 5 other 5/5s in that deck. And in this one, you're just getting all of the basic lands you have out. Like, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, pretty decent. The only trouble with an Omnath deck, I heard the fellas over at, which podcast was this? I think it was the Commander Cookout. CCO podcast talking about an Omnath deck where they ran out of lands and they're like, well,
I did that. I did that too.
It's like, I guess now you just got to win some other way.
Yeah. I ran out of basic lands and only had like non-basics in my deck, and luckily ended up drawing like 1 or 2 of them when I needed to at the end of that game that I was playing.
Nice.
Managed to get a Warstorm Surge actually, and that's how I ended up winning.
Oh.
Yeah, so got lucky there for sure, because I did basically run out of lands. I'm falling off a cliff. Okay.
Yeah.
The second most expensive card is Hydra Omnivore. Getting up there around just under $4 now, around $3.50. Hydra Omnivore is the 6 mana. 4 and 2 green for an 8/8, and it's the one that says when it deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much to each other opponent. Just a great card for Commander. This was originally printed in Commander 2011, and it's been since reprinted in Conspiracy, which makes a ton of sense because it's obviously a really solid Conspiracy. This was a mythic in Conspiracy, and I think that's purely based on the fact that it's just the power level's insane. 8 mana, like 8 power toughness for 6 mana, and it does it to everyone. Yeah, too much. But this card's great in Commander, solid. Like,
sure, cuttable if you want to save a couple bucks though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Next most expensive card is Malignus. We've mentioned this card a bunch of times, so we got to keep it. It's just over $3 under $3 anyway, between $2 and $3 depending on where you look. Star for your opponent's highest life total, half of it.
The ceiling is just so high on Malignus, right? Like, even without a life gain deck in your game, Malignus is going to be a huge monster. And if you do have something like that where someone's getting a lot of life, he's even worse. And even like late game when people are losing a lot of life, it's like it's still pretty relevant because it's still half of the highest, right? So even if the highest is 15 or 16 or something, it's still half of that guy's life total. So it still remains quite relevant.
Right. And we've got Hadana's Climb, so we have the possibility of doubling it. So this will then equal the greatest life total. And don't forget, like, I run Temur Battle Rage in here, right? It gives any creature double strike and trample. The trample will likely be irrelevant, but like put that on a Malignus and that it will do enough damage between first and double strike to kill someone. And not to mention, like, and I just want to throw this out there, Temur Battle Rage, always cast that first main phase if you have Majestic Myriarch. So Majestic Myriarch will give double strike to the whole team now.
Right. That's good.
Smart. No, it's not Audric, but Majestic will get the double strike. Majestic doesn't do what Audric does. It doesn't do it to the whole team. It does it to itself.
Yeah, it does it to itself. And it's at the beginning of each combat, right? So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Did you run any of those power doublers? Like, there's a creature. There's an old creature that got reprinted in, I think, like Dragon's Maze that does it. It's like a little goblin.
No.
Yeah, there's a little.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's green red. Oh man, what is it? What's the thing for Dragon's Maze?
DGM.
I wonder if this will work. Yeah, Feral Animist. Oh, that's just Feral Animus. Never mind. I thought it did it to other things. It's the one. It's one red green. It's a 2/1. You pay 3 and it doubles its power. But yeah, never mind.
Well, one card I considered, it didn't make the cut, is Dragon Throne of Tarkir. Because you can just pop, like, if you don't want Malignus to shrink because you don't want your opponents to, like, take the life damage, just put Malignus on the throne.
Yeah.
Just this big electricity ball sitting on the throne. And then for 2 mana, you give everyone, let's say, the +20/+20 and trample, whatever.
That's crazy. I think this card is probably pretty good in this deck, don't you think?
It's probably pretty good. It'll help us get Metalwork Colossus out because it's an artifact, and it'll ensure greatest power before all these things check.
Right. Yeah, this card, pretty huge.
Yeah, I should probably run it. I mean, this is a tough deck. There's a lot of moving pieces, so like it's tough to decide what to keep, what to cut.
Right. As always.
Well, and so let's skip to the out of budget section, but I'm going to skip ahead to, well, it'll come up. So starting Xenagos, God of Revels. This guy's almost $8, 3 red, green, indestructible. So you got to have Devotion 7 or greater to make this person a creature. This is a 6/5 normally, but here's the key. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and +X/+X until end of turn, where X is that creature's power. Another doubler, right?
Right.
So, that Malignus becomes a full kill. You're also allowed to like stack this with Hadana's Climb. Like you can double something with Xenagos and then Hadana's Climb to double that.
Double it even again and give it flying. Oof.
Even if we're just talking about an 8/8 Terra Stomper, like something simple, then like this makes it a 16/16, and then the next one makes it a 32/32. That's ridiculous.
Hydra Omnivore?
Sure.
Everyone's dead.
Sure, everyone's dead.
Xenagos also notably gives it haste as well.
Right.
And the thing you really want with Xenagos is trample, and your commander luckily provides that. So yeah, this would be, if you're looking at out of budget options, this would be the first one I would think of, obviously.
I think so too.
Yeah. Next is another one that we featured. I think we featured this last week on Galta when we were talking about out of budget cards, but Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. It's just such a good card. 1 green for a 2/3. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, its controller may draw a card if its power is greater than each other creature's power. So that fits right into the theme of the deck.
It does. So it does, but you won't get many cards off of it because
once you hit your 20/20, you're probably not getting much higher than that, right?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're never gonna top it.
But if you can sequence it, you can still get a couple cards off of this.
Yeah.
And then pay green and tap it to add X mana in any combination of colors to your mana pool, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So it just keeps you getting those big creatures.
Remember that Rishkar's expertise that drew us like 15 cards or whatever? We're going to happily cast all of them by tapping for 20.
Yeah. Selvala is expensive.
Yeah, man. Only a mythic rare from a conspiracy set only. This is a card that needs a reprint.
Yeah, definitely. Would like to see this in a Masters reprint or something like that.
Or like a commander deck.
Yeah, obviously. Commander deck would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope they do, because this isn't past $20, so it's definitely within the range of being able to be reprinted, and it would definitely bring the cost way down. Like, this wouldn't stay at a $16 card. This wouldn't rebound back up to $16. This card is probably, I don't know, at most like a $4 or $5 card,
$6,
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, because like really, it's like, what do you?
I don't even think it would really be that much, but I think at most that's what it would be.
You're talking about your like Hydra decks, right? Like everyone loves their Hydra decks. So it's like, okay, great. How many Hydra decks are there out there, but it's keeping this card so expensive?
Yeah, this is the one that you want this in charge of your Hydra decks for sure.
Yeah. And so one other thing I want to address in the out of budget section is that like this is a deck, and like this could be a bigger conversation that we're going to need to face as time goes on, because 50 is getting tighter and tighter every week. Inflation, right? So like this is a deck where we really want like to another $25 in that budget. Like if this was a $75 deck, we would definitely put Xenagos in, and it would be better for it. I also want to highlight Blasphemous Act, which is now up and around $3. So Blasphemous is the thing that does 13 damage to each creature. A lot of our creatures will survive it. So
yeah,
we'll just get to like
that's great,
right? So I mean, this is a card that I had to cut for budgetary reasons, but it absolutely will make a home in here. And Stonehoof Chieftain, 7 and a green, trample indestructible, 8/8. Whenever another creature you control attacks, it also gains trample and indestructible. It's like $5. Just like we could squeeze it in, but we can't squeeze all of it in, right? Reliquary Tower, a land. You have no maximum hand size, $5. We draw like 50 cards at a time sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So like we have to like this is so good, but again, like when you're trying to fit $50, you got to make little cuts here or there, and often it's that kind of stuff. But yeah, another $25 would do so nicely in this deck.
So are you saying that there's a possibility you think we should expand our budget for the show?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's a bigger discussion that we're going to have, but there will come a time where because here's the weird thing. In Magic Commander decks, like $50 is still like there's certain cards that I really want to use that I'm like, man, I just want this. I want more money for it. But like I don't want to spend more than $50 in real life. Like $50 still feels like $50. Like $75 feels like a lot more money than $50.
And it is. I mean, yeah,
it is
definitely.
You know what? Yeah, it's like so like I don't know. Like there's something nice about being able to buy a whole deck for $50 that I really like.
Yeah, I agree. And it forces you to. I mean, we've said this lots, especially when we started the show, but it really forces you to work within constraints, right?
Yep.
Excuse me. Yeah, creativity tends to flourish when it comes to putting restraints on yourself and limitations and things like that, because you really got to find a way to make things work, and you have to search for those weird corner cases and those weird cards we've forgotten about. And it does. You know what happens a lot with us, but because of the budget restriction, is that there'll be, and we've talked about this too, is like there'll be a card like, I don't know, Basilisk Collar, I think was the one we were talking about recently.
Yeah.
We were like, this card is way out of budget. We don't even think of it anymore. But actually, because it's been reprinted recently, it's actually dropped down in price and is usable for us. It's like $3.
It's $3.50. and like this is a card that I considered for this deck because like giving like a 10/10 Trampler Death Touch
and lifelink
is brutal because they can't chump it, and they can't like team chump it because it's like everyone takes 1 point.
Yeah, it's a good one. And this just goes to show what the Masters decks, or sorry, the Masters sets can do for cards like this, right? So this was like $8 at some point, wasn't it? Like $7-8.
I think it cracked 10 at one point.
Well, now it's only $3 because it got reprinted in Modern Masters 2017. So
yeah.
Like we're getting price reductions every day. So like I don't, or like every time a set comes out, basically. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel you're right. You're right about the fact that, inflation is real, and like, $50 isn't what it was 2 years ago even.
Yeah, and I guess that just speaks to the fact that like cards that are staples by definition will go up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Right? Blasphemous Act is a bit of a staple. So in a sense, okay, side note, look up Lifecrafter's Bestiary for a second.
Okay.
Right? Lifecrafter's Bestiary is that 3-mana artifact that at the beginning of upkeep you scry 1, and whenever you cast a creature spell, you pay green if you want, and you can draw a card. Already up to $1.50.
But this is also getting play in Standard.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's getting play in the some of the energy decks.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm just saying though, Lifecrafter's Bestiary is a bit of a staple in a certain type of deck.
Mm-hmm.
So like, eventually, like we should have all bought 10 Blasphemous Acts when it was less than $1.
But then, yes, that's true. But that's a card that's been reprinted a lot, so we can probably pretty safely assume it will be reprinted again. There's certain
it's been reprinted a lot.
Blasphemous Act?
Innistrad, Commander 2014, and Commander 16. So yeah, I guess that's a lot. I guess that's a fair amount.
Yeah, and those Commander printings are pretty prolific. Like those get out there, right?
Okay.
Because there's certain cards that will be reprinted and stuff like. I mean, I can see Lifecrafter's Bestiary being actually reprinted if it becomes a big commander card like that. But there's certain cards that they don't reprint that often, and those are the cards that have like keywords from that specific set. Like those types of cards aren't reprinted as much, because it doesn't fit. Like whether it's in a master set or it's in a commander set, sometimes they don't do it as much. So those are the ones I think you really got to keep an eye out for. So like the one that I think is a real like, first of all, I think it's a very good commander card. I think it's going to be very, very good. Is Twilight Prophet. It's from the new set.
Yes.
It's not the reverse. It just does both. It's Bob, but better, right?
Yeah, with no downside.
You gain life. It's actually like another wild upside.
And each opponent loses life.
It's each opponent loses life.
That's why we call reverse. We call reverse because your opponents pay for it.
Yes, you're right. So it's the reverse, but and also better Bob. The 2/4 flyer with Ascend, the 2 mana. It costs 2 and 2 black. Yeah, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have the City's Blessing, you reveal the top card, put it in your hand. Each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life for X as the CMC. This has Ascend. I don't think you'll see this reprinted that much, and it's a mythic from this set too. So like, I mean, right now it's almost $10 already, but I don't know. I feel like this card is going to be even more expensive in a year.
It also flies.
Yeah, that's flying.
So like I guess that's why like in standard I feel like it's just primed to at least. Maybe, like, I mean, a 2/4 flying for 4, like, does some real work, and it will eventually start drawing you cards.
I have no idea about
winning you the game.
Yeah, I have no idea about the standard implications, other than that I think this card's very good. I don't know whether or not it can actually fit into the metagame or whatever, but as commander players, I think this card is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I want some of these cards. I want one. Now.
I want one too.
Yeah. It's great. So anyways,
I know where I'm getting
this
one.
is a card that I would like buy and go like, okay, I feel good about buying this, even if it is like $8, because I don't think this is going to get reprinted that much, and it's a mythic, so it's going to be hard to get your hands on. I think the price is only going to go up on this.
Yeah, I mean, in the long run, right? Right now we're early in Rick's, so like the prices do start to go down now. Right now is not the time to buy it, and also you might crack one during a draft, which is what I always hope to do. But then I forget to do my shopping spree when the set's almost done. Yeah, that's true. Got to get my iconic Masters shopping spree in before they start going too much higher.
I know they're already starting to go back up, so
already starting to climb.
I would definitely recommend you get on that for sure. And why not do it at wizardtower.com? Great.
Coupon code I love Brew.
I love Brew. So that's going to be for the foreseeable future, by the way. That coupon code.
For at least a few months. Yeah, we're not going 1 month per code because that was a bit confusing, but we're going to do at least a few months.
Yeah.
And if it ends up sticking this, I'm okay with I love Brews.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a good one. Let's stick with it. Cool. Well, that's it for this episode.
Ooh, good one.
It's good solid one. We've had 2 big stompy decks in a row. I'm loving it. With 2 different takes, kind of. I love it. This is kind of what we used to do, except it's spread over 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. It really is a thing where like a deck will happen. It's like, oh, I'm inspired to brew off of a couple cards in that.
Yeah,
and each deck kind of overlaps in a weird way across there. It's neat.
It is neat. Yeah, cool, man. Thanks for listening to this episode. We'll get a Brews News right after. Coming up here. And by the way, you can see some of our more recent Brews News segments as standalone videos on our YouTube channel now. So you don't have to fast forward to the end of the full podcast to see them anymore. And we're going to I'm going to be continuing to update that, so we'll get more and more as time goes on. So yeah, go to our YouTube page and take a look at that. Some fun little sketches there.
Yeah.
Magic stuff, commander stuff. You guys will love it if you haven't seen them already. Okay. That's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brew's News. I'm Andy.
And I'm Sean.
This week, we have an exclusive interview with a real-life merfolk. We'll go now to Andy in studio. Hello, everyone. Andy here, and I am joined in studio today with a very special guest. Everybody, this is Tishana's DJ?
Tishana's DJ. You can call me DJ Drips.
Okay, DJ Drips. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Honestly, we've never had a merfolk here before, and I just want to make sure everything's good. It's wet enough and everything.
We don't need to be in water all the time.
Oh no! Of course, you can be on land.
Yeah,
right.
This is fine. I'm fine wherever you're fine. I'll need to return to the water soon because that's where I'm dropping my sick beats. If you want to come out next Friday night, bottom of the ocean, come on out. I'll be spinning tunes all night. Ladies get in for free.
Bottom of the ocean?
Yep.
Just everywhere on the bottom of the ocean.
The whole bottom of the ocean, man. I got the whole thing planned out. We're gonna have dance competitions. It's gonna be a pizza buffet. There's gonna be lots of great stuff down there.
Oh wow, that sounds great. I wish I could go.
Yeah, come on down, man. Come on down. Come to. I'll give you VIP.
That's great.
Bottle service.
Still can't.
Bottles of air. You want some bottles of air down there?
I would love bottles of air, but even then, really, the pressure. It's a crushing pressure down there. It's really bad.
Oh, just go slow. Just don't go up too fast.
Yeah, it's not about that.
Anyway.
There's other issues, but thank you for the invite. Anyways, Tashana's DJ Drips. You're here today to sort of set the record straight. Speaking of all this sort of misunderstanding,
the record straight.
Yeah, the record straight. That's true. It's all about humans understanding merfolk, right? We want to understand each other as species, and we want to live harmoniously together. So, why don't you sort of tell us? Let's set the record straight here. Why don't you tell us a couple of things about merfolk that we need to know? I'll start by sort of cueing you in on this. So, what we mostly know about merfolk, we've sort of learned from movies and TV, which is of course not always accurate. Would you say you are enamored with the surface world and its, small trinkets, forks and things like that?
You're talking about The Little Mermaid.
Yes, yeah. Classic movie, classic film, Disney film.
Insulting.
Yes, I can see that.
She doesn't know what a fork is. We know what forks are.
Right, of course.
I mean, her dad uses a trident, which is basically a fork. So, how does she not even know what a fork is?
True. How does she not know about forks when...
she should at least call it a mini trident as opposed to a who's it or what's it.
Yeah,
And it certainly doesn't comb your hair.
She believes that bird.
Oh, yeah.
Scuttle.
Scuttle? I don't remember the bird's name. You know what? Frankly, I saw the movie once. I didn't get all the way through it because it was too insulting. I had to turn it off.
Fair enough.
DJ Drips, don't spin that.
True. Now, what do you spin, DJ Drips?
DJ Drips spin house trance all night long every Friday, Thursday night. You want to come down to the bottom of the ocean? We're going to drop the sickest house, retro house, vintage house trance, trance house, techno house, house R&B, and house.
So you're really into that. So the merfolk dance scene is largely... still sort of that 90s style of that house.
We love that.
Okay. Well, that sounds fun, honestly.
Come on down. I'll give you free bottle service.
Again,
VIP,
there are some other
Andy.
issues. I can't make it down there. Okay.
All right.
It's a big... I'd have to hire James Cameron to get me down in one of those little submarines.
I get it.
It'd be really tough.
I get it.
Oh, hey, please, it's nothing against you. I wish I could go to this wicked party you're throwing.
Sure. Yep. Most humans talking about that.
Listen, it's difficult for us.
All humans saying you want to come down to the party, but no one comes to the party. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, I mean, set it straight. What are the difference between parties under the ocean, whereas parties... Again, from what I know, the lute played the flute, the carp played the harp, the bit... You know what I mean?
No.
The bass play the bass, and they sound sharp. You know what I mean?
No.
Do all the fish play different instruments?
No, fish don't play instruments. We have technology... using crystals and jade, and we use vibrations to spin sick tunes off of our collections. We used to spin records, but we've evolved past that now, and we just use modern technology. And fish, it's preposterous that a fish could play an instrument because they don't have the anatomy to play human instruments.
But what about the blowfish?
The carp doesn't play the harp.
What about the blowfish?
The blowfish inflates as a mechanism to deter possible predators.
And
it's
then
a
you can
fight
blow
or
it
flight
out.
missile.
Oh, that blowfish, blow!
Yeah, a blowfish will blow if you try to put your mouth on it because it thinks you're eating it. And
if you
it's
put
a
a little
defense mechanism.
saxophone in front of him there. I'm just saying, have you ever tried it?
It doesn't use air. It's water. It just takes on more water. That doesn't.
So this is a main difference between under the ocean and where I'm from.
I'm gonna also say this. None of us have a thing for Tom Hanks. None of us want to marry Tom Hanks. None of us.
Fair.
That's
like us too.
Okay, because you put him in all your movies.
But we don't all want to marry him.
I mean, I would be surprised because he's in all of your movies.
A lot. I'd say a fair amount of people would want.
He's in all, except for the animated ones. He's in every human movie I've ever heard of.
Okay, so that's another difference right there, setting the record straight.
Splash, Castaway, Big, and The Money Pit. Those are the human movies.
You've seen only 4 movies?
Those are the human movies. Those are the ones that have come down.
Oh, so to you, well, there's lots more. There's lots more.
Lots more with Tom Hanks.
See, here's the thing. I can't go down to the ocean to show you the movies, but you can come up here on Surface. So we'll get together. We'll have a big movie night. So anyways, DJ Drips, what as your last thing, what would you say that overall, if we were to become closer as two, brother to / sister species, what do we need to know about the merfolk?
Here's what we're gonna do. We would go together. We would go to my Instagram. We would hit that heart. We would go to my YouTube. We would hit a subscribe.
Okay, you're just plugging your social media.
Yeah, man. That's what it's all about.
That's what I need to do to understand.
I learned that from you. I learned that from humans.
Okay.
I learned that from humans.
Maybe we're just not going to connect like I thought.
Or we're more alike than you think.
Maybe that's it. Too much. Okay, well, DJ Drips, thank you for being here. DJ Drips, of course, you can catch him at the Lobster Dome at the end of the month. That's on the 31st. He's playing a New Year's Eve show there. And that's it for Brews News. I'm Andy, back to Andy and Sean. Thanks very much, Andy, for that great interview with that merfolk. I would have thought that their sort of face would have been more like bluish green.
You'd think so, but that doesn't work well with our green screen.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay, well, that does it for us. We're tapped out. We'll pass the turn to you. Good night.
Good night.
If you want to contact us, I'm at Sean Tabaris.
And I'm at Andy Holbone.
Send us an email at commandersbrew@gmail.com.
You can find out when we go live on Twitch if you follow us at twitch.tv.
And if you care to support us on Patreon, check us out at patreon.com.
And you can find our deck list on tappedout.net.
And if we forgot anything, commandersbrew.com.